Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, my divine masculine, my divine feminine, for an update for the divine masculine in this twin flame journey for the next 7 days. Happy Sunday reading, guys, as we always do. Trying to keep up with the energy check for the divine masculine in here so that we know what is going on at this point in time. Okay. The major arcana talks about the hermit and the star. So I'm getting a feeling, guys, that he is very clearly thinking about a situation of communication here, because something that he needs to purge, he needs to tell you before he can move into the direction, into the right direction with you, divine feminine, right? So he knows that time is a factor here, right? Because it's important for him to say what he has to say now, or else he will not be able to catch up with this energy, because the bottom is the sun. So clearly he's trying to bring happiness in this connection once again, but he also knows that he will have to purge a lot of things. He will have to say a lot of things that he's kind of thinking about at this point in time, because he's not very sure if, like I said, if you would be willing to accept his version, whether it's an apology or whatever that he will have to talk about at this point. But he is clearly looking at a situation where he knows that time is also a factor in this part of the story, where he will have to say what he needs to say quickly for that happiness to come back into this twin flame connection, right? So yeah, he's also being guided. He's also being guided towards his wisdom in this part of the story, right? He's trying to understand what he needs to do over here. Yeah, see? Third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, and then we have Blossoming Abundance, Healer of the Ages. So clearly, and then we have the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, Caring Connections, right? Indecision, and then sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. Yeah, so he is looking at a situation, guys. He's trying to clear himself at this point. With this third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, it's clearly talking about a situation that he wants to tell you now, because there is a lot of emotions of desire and life force energy that is coming back into his self, into his self, right? There is blossoming abundance, there is healer of the ages, which is clearly talking about the fact that he wants to heal this connection with you, right? He wants to heal himself, as well as the fact that he has to talk to you about the whole story, because there is a lot of emotions of desire and life force energy with the third chakra, Archangel Shamuel here. So there is a lot of strength that he is getting, or he has within him, within this period in time, that is kind of forcing him to move forward, because he really wants this connection to now progress in the right way. He definitely wants this connection to progress in the right way. But like I said, there has to be a lot of purging and healing that needs to be done in here. And this is what he's also thinking about. Because he knows that a lot of time has gone by, which he should have done much earlier, but he hadn't, right? So this is the time he is kind of contemplating on the story as to how to heal this connection, heal himself, and purge in the right direction, letting you know what he feels about the entire part of the story in here. Yeah, so he is definitely he's definitely thinking about this part of the story because he definitely has a lot of desire and life force in here that's coming up in here within the next couple of days, right? But he's also taking a bit of a time because there is some amount of planning as well to be done, and he's kind of feeling very, very sad about the fact that he hadn't worked on this energy before and he just let time go by, right? So, because he had been caught in that scenario where, it's time for him now to move past that whole old story, heal the entire connection to bring back all the happiness into this part of the story with you, Divine Feminine. And he wants to really make sure that, he can start with you once again in the right way. But he's also feeling quite stressed about the fact that he hadn't worked on the situation before, right? Yeah. And that he kept a lot of things in hiding that now needs to be revealed in order for the compromise to happen between the two of you. And this energy, what I'm getting, guys, this energy is more so of his past situation with you, right? And that is what he's thinking. Whether he can kind of rework on the situation completely with you. To move past the barriers, right? So there is possibly he is even talking to somebody in his life with regards to this story, or somebody could be giving him some kind of advice in here that he is probably working and listening to as well. Because he definitely wants to start something very, very fresh and new in this connection again with you, Divine Feminine. So, yeah, so he's taking a minute in here as well as he is working through this energy. Perhaps, like I said, he's also perhaps talking to people or his friend, colleague, anybody to help him move from the situation that he had been stuck in, because he definitely is feeling a lot more stress than before with the fact, because he doesn't know if you are going to accept back his apology or you're going to accept back what he has to say to you. Right? Because he wants to make things right with you, Divine Feminine. He wants to start fresh. He really wants to start fresh in this whole journey. And that is what he is planning, and he's thinking about the whole situation because, like I said, he's not being able to move right away, but he's definitely progressing towards that story of starting something very fresh once again in this connection with you. And that is the energy that is showing up in here, guys. But he's also feeling a little bit more stressed than before with the fact, with his understanding, right? Because, like I said, he doesn't know if you are going to agree with him. Yeah. Because you could reject his part of the story. See, that is where he's scared, because it's that feeling that he still is not sure, because whatever he did before, right, with you and between you and him, he definitely wants to create a beautiful energy in here, but he still is not sure if he can do that with you, because he's scared of some rejection part of the story here. Right? With the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress energy, it's clearly talking about the fact that he's looking at the situation from a long-term perspective, but again, he doesn't know if you are going to be able to work with this energy and take it in the rightful way. So that is the reason he is feeling a little bit defeated here as well with this entire situation, because he knows that there is a lot of time that he has spent. He hadn't worked on this energy before, and he's not very certain if you're going to believe him now, is also what I'm getting. And that is the reason he's a little bit stressed on this whole situation. See, another thing also, Divine Feminine, he will also have to come up and tell you the truth, which means that he will also have to surrender in front of you, and that is where he is feeling a little bit anxious. Right? With the male ego kind of a situation, he is also feeling a little bit anxious about the fact that what if you are going to reject his story? What if you don't believe it? It could be possible, right? That you don't believe this. And that is where he is halting. He is halting, guys. He is halting because he doesn't know if you're going to take it in the rightful way. And he's trying to bring back a sense of balance within himself before he comes forward to you. Because he definitely wants the two of you to now come together and make things happen. But like I said, he's feeling stressed about the fact that he doesn't know if you are going to accept his apology or his part of the story, or believe him for what he has to tell you now. Yeah, and that is where he is a little bit iffy about the whole situation, but he definitely is taking a minute to move in here, because he's not certain if, like I said, he's not certain if you're going to accept the whole part of his story here now. And allow him to start the whole situation from ground zero. Yeah, so he could be talking to his friends, his people, whoever it is here, asking for advice in the situation before he moves forward, but he's definitely feeling a little bit tight within him. Of not knowing of what's going to really be the outcome here. Right? Yeah, and that's why he's feeling a little bit stuck. He's feeling a little bit stuck with you. Because there could have been no communication, or maybe very distant communication between the two of you in the last couple of months, or whatever the time period has been. So, so that is where he is kind of a little bit iffy if you are going to really believe what he has to say to you at this point. See, and he definitely wants to purge. He definitely wants to purge. He wants to tell you. There will be a lot of back and forth communication between the two of you to heal the whole situation here. Yeah, there is a lot of healing that needs to happen here, guys. Because he's missing you terribly. He's missing you terribly, and this is, his own situation is also not that good, guys. There are a lot of people around him who are still continuing to cause a lot of trouble in his life. And that is something that he will have to tell you also. But he's just kind of, because he's feeling very miserable. He's definitely feeling very, very miserable, which is where his own healing also needs to occur here. And that healing will occur is only when he can talk to you and let it be out and let the whole situation come out, right? Because he's definitely holding a lot of secret within himself that he hasn't told you the truth as yet, Divine Feminine. He hasn't told you what is going on in his own life at this point, right? So his own situation is not that great at all. And he too is trying to heal himself. Because there is an external or internal disturbance in his own life as well, guys. Yeah. And he's trying to bring back his own strength in here. And he's thinking about you. He's thinking about you over here, Divine Feminine. He's thinking about what he has done with you. He knows it. He knows the complete story here, guys. So that is the reason he's kind of fighting for his strength, trying to feel a little bit more empowered over here, because he knows you are in your full form and shape, right? So if he has to come to you, he has to be equally strong in order to come forward and tell you what he has to tell you now. Because there is a lot of disturbance in his life at the moment, is what I see here, guys. Yeah, and that is making him very, very sad. Yeah, he is trying to end that situation, guys, where people are fighting and people are squabbling. It could be for money or it could be for anything, but he's trying to move out of the situation. Yeah, it's more so with money. People are fighting for money here. Yeah. And they're trying to stop him from moving out of a situation as well. Yeah, there is a lot of fight here. Lot of fight, guys, that is stopping him from moving forward. That he is also trying to heal in himself and bring back that strength into his own self as well. And he'll come forward and tell you the whole truth now. He will slowly start to open up. Yeah, he'll slowly start to open up, guys, because he's just taking a minute here. Excuse me. And he's combating those people. The ones who are fighting in his life for money as well. Yeah, he's putting up a lot of fight against those people who are trying to stop him from moving forward in his life as well. And that is where he's taking a minute, guys, to understand how he should move now and what he should be doing at this point in time, because definitely there is a lot of chaos around his whole situation here. Yeah, and he's changing the way he used to think before. You know, what he thought before, he's changing his way of thinking now. He is slowly coming to terms with the fact that if he is going to be fearful of the rejection part, he won't be able to move forward, right? So he will have to get over his fear in order to move forward into the story with you. So he will have to change the way he thinks or the way he has been thinking for a long time. So he's also thinking about his part of the story, you know, what is the money part of the story, what he can do. He's waiting for some kind of divine timing here that will allow him to move out of the situation of chaos in his own life. Yeah. Yeah, there is going to be a brutal end that he's thinking about. Whatever has been stopping him from moving forward in this journey with you, he will surrender. He will come forward and surrender in front of you, guys, because this has been going on for way long. And that is exactly what he is thinking now, that he doesn't have an option. He will have to come forward and tell you the truth, and as well as surrender in front of you, because that is important for him. And that is exactly what he is kind of working, you know, at this point in time, is what he's going to tell you, that you are going to believe him and understand him better. Yeah, he wants to come forward to you, 100%, guys. And he wants to surrender to you. He wants to come forward and tell you the truth, offer you the apology that he has been waiting to offer for a long time, and that you know you deserve and he knows you deserve. As simple as that. Right? So, this is where he is, excuse me, he knows this apology is long due or has been long overdue. So, there will be back and forth communication here, guys, that is coming up in here very, very quickly. And all the hidden part of the story, you know, because there is a lot of emotions for you, lot of emotions that has been in hiding. It will be revealed. It will be revealed. Yeah, because he has been hiding a lot of things. There has been a lot of secret in his life that he hasn't, clarified with you. He hasn't told you. That part of the story is coming to an end. He's going to move forward, guys. And he'll tell you exactly what he has to tell you that has been in waiting for a very long time. Yeah, because he's definitely been hiding a lot of things. Lot of things here. The way he feels. It could be the victim mentality, spiritual poverty, money, emotions. Everything has been drained. And he has been hiding that from you. Right? So now he's like, he knows he has to tell you the truth. He has to be the person to come forward and tell you the truth here. Yeah, towards a new beginning here, guys. He has to set things right. He knows that because he has put you through a lot of pain as well as for himself as well, right? So he will have to set things right. He doesn't have an option. Yeah, and that is what he is getting prepared for, guys. He is getting prepared to bring back everything in the rightful way towards you and change the whole situation for you, Divine Feminine, because he knows it's like I said, the chaos has been killing him. There has been too much of chaos. He has been fighting in his own life with people around him for money or for anything else that they had been stopping him from moving forward in his own life. Definitely there are a couple of people here who has been stopping him from moving forward in this journey with you. And that is where he will be taking a stand. He is getting ready to defend his enemies in here and bring back and set things right for you, Divine Feminine. Yeah, and that is what exactly he's looking at. He's looking at a commitment with you in the tangible world because he knows he has to set things right for you and between the two of you. Right? That he hadn't been able to talk about it before and got caught in a very, very narcissist kind of a situation that is going to be ending. Yeah. Where he hadn't been talking about the situation with you at all. And that is exactly what will open up between the two of you guys. It will open up. The feelings that he has for you or you for him, right, will open up. Yeah. There have been people who have been stopping him from moving forward towards you. And that is exactly what he knows. And that is exactly what he will be fighting with those people around him to come towards you once again. Yeah, and that is what he is planning. He is 100% planning on this story because he knows that if he doesn't plan it in the right way, he won't be able to work with you in the right way. So he is taking a minute. He is working on his plan. Yeah. To get out of this toxic energy, guys. There's a lot of toxicity here in his life. Lot of toxicity here. And he knows he needs a lot of strength. And that is exactly what he is planning. He is looking at a fresh new start in the tangible world with you, Divine Feminine. And this is exactly where he is putting his entire story because he is exiting a very toxic situation in his life. He's leaving that toxicity behind. He's releasing himself as well from that toxicity that had been holding him, whether it's a commitment of his earlier marriage, karmic situation, third party, anything that has been going on in his life for a very, very long time, guys. And that is exactly what he is pushing out of at this moment and going forward. Yeah, and he's coming forward to tell you his true feelings for you that he had been hiding for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, he's taking the whole situation in his hands now. He's taking the whole situation in his hands now, guys, because he's realized that otherwise he will not be able to bring back this beautiful fertility and stability in this relationship because something very, very toxic had been holding him back in his own life wherever he had been. Like I said, could be third party karmic situation here, guys, that he had been fighting with and hadn't told you what has been going on. And he is definitely going to now expose this part of the story. Yeah. He's going to expose this part of the story. That's where he's coming to. Yeah. He's going to take the whole situation because he knows you are his destiny and he is your destiny here. So this is something that will be exposed. This situation will not be under covers anymore. And that is exactly where he is moving forward towards at this point in time, guys, because he's changing his old situation here. Yeah, he's changing his old situation here. And he's coming forward and he's lifting his own restrictions to come forward towards you as well. Yeah, this situation is going for a total expansion now, guys. It's going for a total expansion from a very, very stalemate situation. He has to be very, very careful here because there are people who will be in his way as he moves towards you. Right? So he has to be very, very careful now as he moves towards your part of the story, guys, to bring back everything in the rightful way with you. Yeah, this is going to be a huge story that's coming up in here. This energy is completely changing. Yeah, there is lot of illumination, guys. Lot of illumination that is happening in this journey. Yeah, and he's coming forward to you. He's going to be very, very protective about you as well, because he's finally understanding the whole situation here. And he knows who you are, right? And he had probably been bullying you before as well. And that whole situation will be changing, because this situation is going through a complete turn of event in here. Yeah, he's moving forward towards you because he knows you're very supportive, loyal, and dedicated. And that is exactly the start transformation. Yeah, and that is exactly the insight that he has got or he is receiving during this portion in time towards this journey of love. Okay, so enjoy this reading, guys, and we'll see you once again next week. Till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, Namaste.